Morning children. Today we are going to see only one topic, that is comparison between ionic bond and covalent bond. We are going to do this for a better understanding. So what I am going to do now is I am going to divide that into two topics. One is the conditions for the formation. The other one is properties. So we can divide that is compare and learn about ionic and covalent compounds based on two factors. One is the conditions that is required for the formation of ionic and covalent bond. The second one is the properties of the ionic and covalent bond. Okay. Now let us start our class. Conditions for formation. Now, the first thing when we have learnt is ionic bond is formed between metals and non-metals. It is NON, non-metals. Covalent bond between non-metals. So, ionic bond, let us take an example, sodium chloride, which we already know. Sodium is a metal and chlorine is a non-metal. Whereas covalent bonds, as we know, methane, CH4, that is carbon, again it is a non-metal. Hydrogen is a non-metal, H2 or CCl4. It is formed between non-metals. This point I think it is very clear for us. Now let us go to the second point, electron affinity. I think now you know what is meant by electron affinity. Many of you are not still clear about it. It is nothing affinity, okay, we will make it very simple. Affinity means attraction. It should have an attraction for the electrons. When does it have an attraction for electrons? To attain the stable electronic configuration. So, the bonds are formed only by when the elements, that is the atoms, have the tendency to attain the stable electronic configuration. Okay, that is what we call it as electron affinity in a general case. So, they should have electron affinity. They should not have, the atom should not have stable configuration. So, only if they have high electron affinity, they can form either ionic bond or covalent bond. Now, the next one, let us see, is nothing but the electronegativity difference. So, first point between metals or non-metals. Second point we have seen between electron affinity. Third one we are seeing electronegativity. Electronegativity, negativity itself you have to remember the charges. Am I clear? Negativity means you have to remember the charges. So, in a molecule, the tendency to attract the electron. That is what we call it as electronegativity. Okay. Now, one more word is there, difference. Because why I am specifying this is from the answers what you have written. I was very clear that you did not understand what is meant by the difference. Difference, when you take it in mathematics, it means subtraction. To understand this better, what you are going to do now is take your book, pause this video, take your book, page number 13. Okay. Now, when there is a table, electronegativity values. You can see there is a table. Now, let us compare the difference of electronegativity between sodium and chlorine. Okay. Sodium, the value is 0.9 and chlorine, the value is 3. And the next is, when you see the difference, 3 minus 0.9, it becomes 2.1. Now, let us take hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen, it is 2.1 and chlorine, it is 3. So, 3 minus 2.1 is 0.9. So, now we are going to compare these two. So, to make you understand better, so we will go for the next slide. So, now you can see there is a line there at the bottom. Electronegativity difference. This I have already given you earlier. Now, when we saw the difference of electronegativity of sodium and chlorine atoms, we saw it was 2.1. So, when it has crossed 2.1, what type of bond it should have formed? It should have formed only ionic bonds. Now, I think the difference is clear. Now, what is the difference of electronegativity between hydrogen and chlorine? It is 0.9. When it is 0.9, what is the type of bond there? Polar covalent bond. Okay, it will be 0. When it will be 0? When it is the electronegative value is the same. Okay, for example, H and H, hydrogen molecule, hydrogen and hydrogen, 2.1 minus 2.1, it is equal to 0. So, what will be the type of bond? The type of bond will be non-polar covalent bond. Are you clear now? What is meant by the electronegativity difference? You should not. So, let us come back to the previous slide. So, larger electronegativity difference, if it is there, the compound will be ionic. If it is same electronegativity, then it will be non-polar covalent compound. If there is a slight difference in the electronegativity, it will form polar covalent compound. So underline the word difference. Okay, I have given same electronegativity because I did not mention the electronegativity difference is 0. Same electronegativity means the difference will be 0. So 0 to 0.4. What type of compounds it will be there? Non-polar. Now I think you are very much clear. Can we go for the next one? Okay, that is first we have seen metals and non-metals, then we have seen electron affinity, then third we have seen electronegativity, fourth one we are going to see about ionization potential. Now again you will have a doubt what is meant by this ionization potential. The ionization potential means energy that is required to remove an electron from a neutral isolated gaseous atom. So it is how much of energy is required. If the energy required to remove the electron means it will be ionic. It is low means it is ionic. If it is high means it will be a covalent compound. So to understand this better, let us go to the periodic table. So what you are seeing now in the slide is a periodic table. And on the top you can see ionization energy increases. Can you see that? Yes. So it is very clear that group 1 and group 2 elements, that is sodium, magnesium, they try to form what? Now only we have seen lower the ionization energy, it will form ionic compound. So when we are moving from left to right in a periodic table, okay, the formation of covalent compounds, the tendency of the element to form covalent compounds is more. The tendency of an element to form covalent compounds is comparatively more than that of the ionic compound. This is explained very clearly in your book page number 28. As we move across the period, the electrovalent character of chlorides, oxides, etc. decreases. Why? Because of this ionization potential. Why ionization potential? Because when you are going from left to right in a periodic table, ionization energy, what is happening? It is increasing. Lower the ionization energy will favor the formation of what type of bond? Ionic bond. I think now you are clear with this topic. Now, let us compare the properties now. So, now we have compared the conditions of formation. Now, we will do one thing. We will compare the properties. So, to compare the properties, I want you people to imagine two things. Number one, if you don't want to imagine, you can keep those things in front of you. Number one is ionic compound. You take some sodium chloride and keep, and you take in a bottle some oil and keep. Now, what is the type of compound oil is? Oil is a covalent compound. What type of compound is salt? I know every house will have some amount of salt. So, it is a ionic compound. So, two compounds are in front of you. One is ionic, that is your salt. Second one is covalent compound, that is your oil, so that you can remember easily. First one, let us see the nature. Okay, they are, when you see the salt, it is a very hard solid. Yes. So, ionic compounds are very hard solids. Ionic compounds, why they are hard solids? Because they have particles are ions. They have attractive force between them. The attractive force is very, very strong. So, they tend to be, they tend to form only solids. Whereas, for covalent compound, I have already said you keep in front of you oil. Oil is a liquid, and you know hydrogen we have learnt about it, oxygen we have learnt about it. So, they are in gaseous states, liquid states, and they are also soft solids. They are not very hard solids. Now, what you have to write is that, what is the reason behind is that they have weak force of attraction. They have very weak force of attraction between the molecules. That is the reason. Now, let us take sodium chloride. If we take sodium chloride and we are going to find out the boiling point of sodium and chloride, then you can see that it will have a very high boiling point. Yes or no? Why? Again, it is because of the strong force of attraction between the oppositely charged particles. What are the oppositely charged particles? Cations and anions. So, larger amount of energy is needed to break it. So, they will have high boiling and melting point. So, for example, your mother is taking some oil and she is leaving it in the kitchen for a little bit of time. What will happen? It will catch fire. So, comparatively, covalent compounds will have low boiling and melting points, and they are also volatile. What is the reason? Because they have weak force of attraction. Now, let us go for the next thing, electrical conductivity. Now, sodium chloride will act as an electrolyte. Why? Because when we put in water, what will happen to that? They dissociate to the Formation of ions. Dissociation, because they are already ions. When you put in water, what will happen? The water molecules will try to attract the, as per there, because they are again a polar compound, so they will try to break the attractive force between the sodium and chlorine. So what will happen? They dissociate, so they can conduct electricity, but only in the aqueous state. Okay, they cannot conduct electricity in the solid state. If you are going to melt it, they can conduct the electricity, or if you put it in water, they can conduct the electricity, but not in a solid state. But here, when you are going to take this covalent compounds, they are non-conductors of electricity. The next one, when you are going to compare the solubility, you take sodium chloride, put it in water, is it soluble? Yes, it is soluble in water. What is the reason? The water molecule being a polar compound, okay, it decreases the force of attraction between sodium and chlorine. So what happens to sodium ions and chloride ions? They dissociate. So they are easily soluble in water. Now let us take the example of oil. You take oil, put it in water. Is it soluble? No. Covalent compounds are insoluble in water, but they are soluble in organic solvents. They are soluble in organic solvents. Now, rate of a reaction. Rate of a reaction which will be comparatively faster, ionic compounds. Why? They have free ions in solutions. That is why they are used as an electrolyte. Whereas covalent compounds, they show only a very slow speed of chemical reactions in aqueous solutions, because what is the reason? In covalent compounds, old bonds are broken and new bonds are formed, as the reaction is slow in the covalent compound. Okay. So with this, I am going to stop your video for today.